Lollygaggers. Another week on tap here at Lollygagging Sports. I have Bo Reed along with Samantha Bunton and Matthew Irby. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. We've got some rapid fire, some time capsules, some spring training stuff. You know, Samantha, I went peppy with the opening audio because we are T-minus 1 week from pitchers and catchers reporting as we record this podcast.
Well, and do you know what else that means? Do you know what micro season it is about to be? It is my favorite micro season. You know what season that is?
I don't.
It's best shape of his life season.
Oh, right. Haven't we already had a couple?
I can't say that I've seen any personally, but I am on the lookout for whoever the first person once workouts begin, who, whether it's them, their agent, someone else from the team, is announced to be in the best shape of his life. I cannot wait.
It's got to be Pete Alonso, right? Still on.
He was my first pick too. I even wrote that down, Irby. I wrote it down.
See,
he doesn't even have a team, but
my money's on
same place.
My money's on Bregman saying he gained 20 pounds of muscle because he actually has to hit it over a left field wall that's major league length.
Did someone sign him?
No, but it's probably not going to be Houston, who's already referred to him in the past tense. So,
well, isn't he he's like 5'8", right? So,
yeah, something like that. But, but
all
still,
those walls are pretty big.
He's gonna have to do something because he's gonna hit in a big boy park now. More than likely. I don't know. I guess he could go somewhere that had a similar situation with their outfield dimensions, but I don't know. Not with the teams he's currently talking to.
Listen, call me when Dudro figures out how to hit without a trash can. I'm not even worried about the wall at this point.
Irby, how about you? Are you in the best shape of your life?
No. I'm coming down. You should have asked me that in December. Like that was marathon or half marathon season. No, ever since then. Although I'm very happy with myself since that race. I have only gained 4 pounds, so I did pretty good.
That's pretty good.
For Christmas in January. Yeah, I was actually very happy with that number. Like, okay, cool. Let's start getting serious again. But so I am definitely not on Samantha's list of best shape of my life.
Neither are any of the people who are on the list.
This is true.
That's the best part. So you could have easily said yes, and you would have been no different.
Yeah.
I'll have my agent type something out.
Excellent.
Press release.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. All right. Samantha, you want to get us into that NFL rapid fire before we get into more trouble?
Let's get into this. 10 questions. These guys don't get any opportunity to think about it, and they don't get to explain their answers. We're going to go through these really quick. At the end of this, you will have the opportunity to speak further on one that you feel particularly passionate about. So let's talk about a guy who really is in the best shape of his life first. That is Mr. Myles Garrett. He doesn't want to be in the best shape of his life in Cleveland anymore. He has made a trade request and has written an open letter to presumably the fans, but whomever, announcing that he has requested a trade. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about writing a letter to tell people that you told people that you wanted to be traded?
You know what? If that gets him the leverage he needs to get out of there, I'm all for it.
Irby?
It does have the Andy Bernard feel to it. I don't want to have said this, but I think it's important that you know it.
That you know it. Yeah. Exactly. I will probably come back to this one at the end, but can you blame him?
Nope.
Can you blame him?
Nope.
All right. Thoughts on holding the Super Bowl in one of the league's oldest facilities and all of the things that come with that?
Well, they keep going back to this is like, it's not just an old facility. They keep going back to it. I mean, how many times has it been at the Superdome in our lifetimes? Quite a few. I don't get it. It's like the NFL has a rotation of like 2 or 3 locations, and they sprinkle in the new stadiums as they're built.
It's interesting to me how fond they are of this. Clearly for reasons other than just that it is indoors / in the South.
Yeah.
And it has like foot pedal flush toilets still. I don't know. Irby, thoughts?
Yeah. It's all about the city and the atmosphere around. I don't think they pay that close attention to the stadium anymore.
They should after that blackout, but what do I know?
What do we know?
All right. What is the worst traditional Super Bowl food?
The worst traditional Super Bowl food, like party food? What's the first thing coming to mind? Oh, how about there's like dips that need to go, like French onion. Get that out of my Super Bowl party.
Ew.
Yeah, gross. Get that out of there. I want queso. I want guac. I do not want some sour cream based crap for a dip. That is not the appropriate location.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Although I wouldn't even limit that to the Super Bowl. I would say that is true. That is just a universal law of dips.
Any party.
Yeah, this is a universal law of dips at a party at any time ever. Irby?
Weird. I've been thinking about. I know I'm not supposed to think of it. Chocolates.
Because no one said that's not a traditional Super Bowl food. No, I will not allow that. Try again.
Okay.
I was wondering the same thing. Chocolates? I've never had chocolate as
No, you can't just pick a food you don't think fits there.
It doesn't.
But then anyway, no.
Oh, you took my. It's the dips as well. Like I'm not a spinach artichoke. No thanks.
Ugh.
So you're just going with a different dip? Or?
Yeah, like I can't think of anything else that I'm like, no, that's good. I can't think of anything else that I'm a strong no.
Okay, I'm going to go with wings. It's disgusting. You're all animals. Like, you're gnawing the meat off the bone to get this teeny tiny little piece of meat off of this little teeny tiny bone of a bird. It's disgusting. It makes a mess.
But when your team's up 2 touchdowns and can't run the ball to run out the clock, you start gnawing on wings.
See, I am like, wings are just one of my favorite foods. So that is a Super Bowl staple. So I'm gonna have to disagree with you on this one.
I know everyone loves them. It's just that like I cannot believe people are willing to get themselves that messy in the presence of others. Like I'm like really put off by like food mess. Like anything you have to pick up with your hands, like you wouldn't even believe the things I will eat with a knife and fork that are supposed to be picked up just because I think it's gross. And wings. I mean, they smell nice, but ew. Okay. Super Bowl props. I'll give you guys like one reasonable one. Just give me your MVP pick, and then the rest of these we're going to do some more fun ones.
MVP pick, I'm going to go chalk. Saquon Barkley.
Okay. Barbie?
Made it too easy. Because I don't want to go chalk. Dallas Goedert.
Wow.
Love it.
That would have to be that would have to be a much more interesting Super Bowl than any of us are predicting.
I'm not even going to explain it.
Sincerely hope that you're right.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Saquon as well because if it's Mahomes, I might die.
Yeah, gross.
All right. Let's get into some more interesting props. So, over under 2 is the line. How many Drake diss tracks will Kendrick include in his Super Bowl halftime show? And bonus question, will Drake file lawsuit against Kendrick directly rather than just the label as soon as the Super Bowl ends?
So I'm going push with 2, and absolutely, the lawsuit will be filed before the game is over.
which is like the least you've lost the rap battle then, right? Like
Yeah.
what is less rap than filing a lawsuit for slander? Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We could do an entire episode of lollygagging on this because I think it's fascinating. And I think that they both look terrible because of this, but that Drake is clearly the loser. But okay, all right, this is rapid fire. We're not doing this. RB over under 2.
I'm going to go under, but the lawsuit will happen, but they'll settle outside of court.
Oh, extra credit on the bonus.
Interesting. Okay, I'm going to go under because I think the NFL is going to tell him he is not allowed because of some of the content that is so much controversy. Like, you really can't call someone a pedophile if there's no evidence to suggest that they are a pedophile, and you probably shouldn't be saying anything about anyone being a pedophile at the Super Bowl. Just a thought. But the lawsuit, yeah, it's coming. Okay, anthem prop. The line, 120 and a half seconds. I mean, that half is something.
That half is something. That half is something.
Who's singing?
For sure. John Batiste.
I'm gonna go over. I think you talk about the NFL directing or prohibiting things in the halftime show. I think the NFL directs an extra patriotic, drawn out anthem.
Oh, okay. So we're cutting down the halftime, but we're stretching the anthem. All right, interesting.
Yep.
Herbie?
I'm convinced. I'm with Bo. That was good.
Yeah.
I will buy into that.
Yeah, I like it. I wonder how much control they have over the anthem singer. It'll be interesting to see because that is really long. I think it was 94 last year.
Yeah.
And I don't think of him as like particularly showy. I don't think of him as unshowy, but I don't think of him as like especially showy singer in that regard. So I'm going to take the under. Okay, Gatorade prop. Lot of action on purple this week. Just so you know, it has really, really bent the odds. It has also been purple the last 2 years. So are we going for the 3-peat with the purple?
Yes. Yes. I'm going 3-peat purple.
Okay.
Only if the Chiefs win will it be purple.
That's okay. That's my, yeah.
Yeah.
That was also a nod in case anyone was paying attention.
Yeah, that was my thought exactly, that if it's the Chiefs, it will be purple. If it's the Eagles, I think I'm going to go orange.
I'm going to go originally yellow, lemon lime.
Ooh, okay, original flavor. Nice. Okay. All right. What's your key to victory for Kansas City?
Key to victory for Kansas City. I could say something snarky about the refs, but that's...
You can say something snarky. That is allowed.
I'll keep it straight for now. I think the Chiefs, how they handle Saquon Barkley is going to be crucial.
RB?
100% agree. I'll explain later.
Yeah, not sad of the refs. So, all right, what's your key to victory for Philly?
Jalen Hurts. He doesn't have to win the game. He can't lose it.
RB?
Turnover battle.
All right, I'm going to go with clock management. All right, last one. Who wins the Super Bowl this year?
You know, I've picked against the Eagles all through these playoffs to be wrong every time. I don't want to jinx them, so I'm going to go with the Chiefs. Strictly because I don't want to jinx the Eagles. I don't want to get to the Super Bowl and go the other way, and then they lose, you know? So, Chiefs.
Yeah, that's fair. RB?
I'm really good at picking the loser, so Chiefs.
All right, I think I did pick the Eagles both times, I believe. So I'm picking them again because that's been working. And I just can't face the possibility of them not winning. so we all need to do what's been working. So this is good. All right. Glad we got that properly. I don't even know. Please don't, once again, PSA, please do not make any gambling decisions based on anything we say.
Hey, respect the streaks.
All right. What would you like to read and say, though?
I'm actually I guess the MVP, because I said Saquon, and I really do think he's, of every player on that field, I think he's the best one.
Yeah.
But having said that and having picked the Chiefs, then I'm gonna go, Irby went Goddard. I'm gonna go Kelsey.
It was like the worst possible MVP odds. That is a bold pick.
I know.
For a guy who's had 40 yards 2 weeks ago.
He shows up in the Super Bowl.
Sure, if you say so. Okay. He's 1,000 years old in football years, but I will be very impressed if you turn out to be right about this. All right, Irby, what did you want to revisit?
It's the keys. So the Eagles thing. It's not just the turnovers getting more than Kansas City, anything, but it's what you got to do with them. I know I talk about that a lot, but Kansas City doesn't turn the ball over a lot. So if you can force one, you got to do something with it. You can't have a 3-and-out right away. And then the Chiefs thing, we've all made the referees jokes. We're all going to do it. Apparently, the NFL wants us to do it more by coming out making a statement that they're not colluding. Why would you even do that? But whatever. It's Kansas City. The key is that defense. That is, I think, maybe one of the saddest things in all this is all this controversy, all this talk, all this Mahomes and all that stuff. No one's talking about this defense. That is a legit defense. They are getting the job done when they need to. Buffalo, they are showing they're suffocating teams like the Texans. That will be the reason they win, not the offense. It will be their defense because they've got. We make fun of Hurts, but he can get the job done. And Saquon, can they limit him? They can't stop him, but can they limit him?
Yeah, I think that's a great point. And I, again, as much as I hate the Chiefs, I have so much respect for Spags. And I feel bad that the guy who is doing the legitimate part of this, the part that doesn't bug anybody, the part that we all really respect, gets ignored because of what's going on the other side of the ball. So that's a bummer.
Which he probably loves, that he's getting no attention.
Oh, no, that is so Spags, right? He's like, good. Yeah. Like, I'm going to stay over here in the shadows. Write out my exotics on my tablet while no one is paying attention. And this is why we love Spags. Okay, look, I want to come back to the Kendrick thing so bad, but you don't understand. It would be a dissertation. We would be here for 3 hours. You would all hate me. So we're not going to do it. So I'll just touch on the Myles Garrett thing really quick and say, look, I normally am really against doing stuff like this. I think it's a bully move, sending out a letter. You're not just requesting a trade, you're demanding a trade, and you're telling everybody that you're demanding a trade in order to further force the person you're trying to demand the trade from. However, we will make an exception here because look, I'm from Cleveland. I get it. The Browns are garbage. They're a garbage organization with a garbage owner and a garbage quarterback. They're incompetent. Of course he wants to leave. He's a really good player surrounded by idiots. Mm-hmm. Myles Garrett wants to win a Super Bowl, and he deserves to do that. And I don't care what he has to do to get himself out of town. I get it. So normally I don't like stuff like this. But look, needs must. This is the exception to the rule. Myles, whatever gets you to the safe place, anything to get him out of there. He deserves better.
I'm curious about the timing, right? Because, obviously, they didn't make the playoffs, so their season's been over for weeks now. I wonder if this was because he tried to do it privately and was getting nowhere.
That would be my guess, because they don't have a lot of incentive to do it, because you're never going to get value back for him because of his age and where he's at in his contract cycle. So, yeah, that would be my guess as well. Either that or, he did say he consulted with LeBron on this, which, honestly, he loses a little bit of respect there.
No.
Because he's like, I consulted with LeBron about the transition process. And it's like, oh, no. You mean when LeBron made everybody think he was going to stay in his hometown and then screwed them over on national TV? Like, my dude, you had, the moral high ground here. Don't tell people you talked to LeBron about this. Bad call.
Maybe he comes out later and says, I asked LeBron what he did, and I'm doing the exact opposite now.
That would be so great. He's like, listen, I consulted with LeBron to make
He told me what he would do.
I'm taking my talents to South Beach. God, what a clown. Excellent. All right. Good job. That wraps up NFL Rapid Fire. Nobody here is excited about the Super Bowl, which is why we will not be discussing it.
You know what?
Show. On to better things.
You know what I'm very excited about, though? My buffalo wings. Really excited about those.
Disgusting.
Do you order some just in that short amount of time? Just to be spiteful right now?
You know, I could, but I'm going to make my own. All right, Herbie. Where are you taking us next?
I'm taking us to what we love, and we're almost there. We're so close. The trucks have left. They're on their way.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball's around the corner. Baseball is around the corner. We've talked multiple things about the players and acquisitions and rosters, and we'll go into the teams and all that. But the one I want to do real quick, and this kind of came from the success that we'd seen in the Dominican Winter League wrapping up. Albert Pujols was managing in there, and we've had multiple successful managers, both of our teams, Cleveland and Texas, former players managing. So even more so, I mean, I know Texas Bochy was a while ago, but Stephen Vogt with the Guardians, a very quick turnaround from retiring to managing. So what other players are out there? What current players would be a good managerial fit? I've got two little quick lists here. I'm going to go over them, and they're divided into catchers and non-catchers, because that's just how you divide it. And I want to get y'all's opinion real quick. Is this a manager that you would play under, you would want to play under, you would want for your team? Or is this more of is it a no, or maybe compromise a little of like, nah, that's a bench coach, type of thing. So the catchers out there, the current catchers that I was going to throw out, the easy one, let's go ahead and get the easy one out of the way. Austin Hedges, currently there in Cleveland. We'll get Seattle, Mitch Garver, currently in Cincinnati, Jose Trevino. Out in Detroit, Jake Rogers, and then feels like an elder statesman, but he's really not an elder statesman. Out in Kansas City, Salvador Perez. So who of these guys are y'all loving as your manager? Definitely wouldn't want, or kind of up in the air?
I think you got a couple of bench coaches in there with Garver and Perez. Austin Hedges, let's start there, Samantha. Like in terms of discussion, because I don't see bench coach or manager, but there's a what coach would he be good for? Bullpen coach?
No, he's media. I don't know
media?
if you've seen him on Chris Rowe's podcast, but no, I think he has a very bright future in media. I do not think he wants the responsibility of being a manager, and I don't think he's really the right person for it either. I think there is a type of person who is a very good leader who is not necessarily the person you want in charge, and that's Austin Hedges. So I'm a no on that. I'm actually a no on all of these except for Jake Rogers. And I do think Salvi would be a good coach, but I don't know if I need to be a good manager.
All right, so you hit mine too. Jake Rogers is mine as a yes. Trevino is the one that I'm on it's not yet. I don't know. I need to where he's been. This is something that he would probably need some development in the minors and everything. But Jake Rogers looks like a manager too.
That might be part of why I think that.
Yeah. The Austin Hedges, I love what you're saying there about the media. Yeah, now all of a sudden I realize that we do need a media show or podcast or video, whatever you need, but it's just Austin and Marshawn. And they can do whatever they want.
Where are we putting Austin Hedges, though? Surely not, please not ESPN, for the love of God. MLB Network?
Oh, no, I'm thinking podcast.
Oh.
I'm thinking the thing, I don't even want this to be true, but it's baseball's dead. It's going to be something like that. Or he becomes Chris Rose's co-host on the Chris Rose show. I'd love to see him on something like Baseball Barbacast, but I think he's a little too unhinged for that. So, but yeah, I think he belongs in the new media space.
Got it. Okay.
All right. Well, that was the catcher. So let's go to the non-catchers, which really is just a list of infielders and pitchers, just because the more you really think about it, you look through it, there's not really any outfielders that are managers. I don't know what that is. I don't know if anyone trusts an outfielder. I don't know whatever. As I went through outfielders, there's just nothing that I'm going, Yep, that's my manager.
They run
Oh,
into.
is this like the all running backs are stupid thing?
Well, I mean,
Well, no, I'm not saying they're stupid, but it's like I don't know if I want you running my team.
Let's give them a Wonderlic. I want baseball players to take a Wonderlic just so that we can confirm what we all know is true, right? Like we have the positional rankings for like who's smart and who's an idiot in football. Who do you think would finish last in baseball, and why is it the left fielder? Not including Stephen Kwan, but he's a weird unicorn.
I don't know. Some of those flame-throwing relievers, like, there's not a lot of smarts there. So just throw it hard. Okay.
Fair. That's fair.
I'm going to put my glove here. You just throw it hard at that. You got it.
I also think first base has its share of
first base is
hit ball, folks.
Yeah. I hit ball far. Yes, you did. Now go try and catch it. All right, so I got 2 infielders, 2 pitchers here. That's right, pitchers. Didn't think we'd have pitchers. Not a lot of managers that pitchers. All right, infield. My captain. I got to go with our Ranger, Marcus Semien. The other infielder, which is infielder, this would kind of touch the outfield a little bit as well. I would play under Mookie Betts. I don't know why. I would play under Mookie Betts. On the pitching side, the easy one there for me, Max Scherzer. I don't know how it would go. It would go incredibly well or it would be absolutely disastrous. I don't know. And then, bit of a wild card, but mainly because I couldn't pick Bartolo Colon because he's retired, so I'm putting Lance Lynn in there.
My God.
Okay. All right. This was actually pretty easy for me. Marcus Semien, absolutely. I would play on a team that was managed by Marcus Semien. And Max Scherzer, I would run through a brick wall for. So
maybe not baseball, maybe football, right?
I don't know. Like if that's a long 162 games just to be the motivational manager. But if anyone could do it, it's Max. So those are the only ones I see out of that group.
Okay, wait. So it's Scherzer, Semien, Betts, Lance Lynn. Who was the last one?
No, just those 4.
Those 4. Okay, I'm actually probably a yes to all of these. Look, Marcus Semien, absolutely yes. I have no reservations. Mookie, I would do anything Mookie told me to do. Literally anything. So if just play baseball was on the list, I mean, how easy is that? Of course. Like Max, like you said, might be a total disaster, but like I can tell you that I would run harder for Max than I've ever run in my entire life. And Lance Lynn, I don't know, it would just be really freaking funny. Like the first time he gets kicked out of a game, like it would just be worth it for the entertainment value. So I'm going to say yes to all of these.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That was kind of my Lance Lynn just for. Like, wouldn't we be in the dugout? Like, we got to get Coach kicked out of this game. Like, what can we do to get Coach? We got to get Coach kicked out of this game. Or the first time he has to manage and it's 100 degrees, Lance is like, screw this. I'm getting thrown out.
I mean, don't you just go up and tell him and be like, listen, they would like to inspect your hands for foreign substances. And then he will rip off his belt.
I mean, he really is a Lou Piniella starter kid, is he not?
Oh, so is Max, though. That's the thing. They both are. They're both nuts. Like, the ejection, I mean, Aaron Boone is going to be unseated if Max becomes the manager. He's going to be nuts.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's the sprinting out of the dugout, yelling and screaming. Can you imagine Max Scherzer doing that? I know the umpires can stand their ground, but there's got to be a few going, oh, crap.
I mean, wouldn't you? It would be very hard not to instinctively get out of the way. Like, that would be terrifying if that was coming at you, coming out of the dugout. It's so funny to me because I know him to be just the absolute nicest man in, like, real life, you know? But, like, on a baseball field, he's terrifying.
Yep.
Terrifying.
Be the first manager ever to miss time because he blew out his ACL charging the umpire.
I'm a little worried he's going to have a heart attack, but, you know.
All right, yeah. So, yeah, Scherzer and Lynn, that would be amazing for totally different reasons. But, yeah, that's what I have. So, anyone, as you're listening, you got another player out there, current player, throw it at us. Love to hear it. Love to hear your reasoning.
All right. Well, we had Truck Week this past week. We have spring training pitchers and catchers reporting coming up over the next week. So it's here, guys. We made it. We are here.
We did.
So, begs the question, what is your favorite thing about spring training? That's what I want to talk about. Here, before we get into the time capsule, what is your favorite thing about spring training? I'll start off. This one is one of my personal favorites. You start the game off with somewhat regular numbers, and then you get to about the fifth inning, and number 87 comes out of the bullpen. Number 96 is your pinch hitter. That's just one of my personal favorite nuances to spring training. So what about you guys? I kicked us off. We have an open discussion here.
Okay, yeah, no, that is excellent. I like yours. Obviously, we talked about best shape of his life season, which is amazing. I also love the unspoken yet also completely spoken, and nobody's even trying to hide it, agreement that, like, listen, if it's like 3:15 and we're coming up on the top of the sixth, the managers will meet and be like, listen, I got a tea time at 4:30. Can we wrap this up? And the other guy's like, yep, me too. Let's just wrap it up for the day.
I like how early on they want to play that 10th and 11th inning, and then as you get into camp, it's like, I gotta go, man. I got stuff to do.
Oh yeah, the players all want to get a car and go to Disney World, and everybody else wants to go golf. Like, be here too late.
Oh boy, Irby, how about you? What do you want to toss out there?
That's fantastic. It's always wonderful in those moments too when you see everyone doing that. But there's the one or two prospects who are trying to make a name, trying to make people remember them, and they're just beating out infield singles. And you're like, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? We get out of here. It's the first videos for me. The first videos, then it's usually just pitchers and catchers there. Just the hearing the zip of the ball and the pop of the glove. That is just because one, it's the reminder of baseball is back. It is right there. We're on the doorstep. We can start talking about it more and more. But two, it feels natural. Like it's just a normal thing. Like I enjoy that when playing as well. Just getting out there and those first few 10, 12 throws and the smack of the glove. Like that sound, it's just a calming sound.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I need somebody to set that for like you can have sleep music. You want
ASMR?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen an ASMR video that was just like the ball hitting the glove over and over and over, and I feel like that would soothe me.
It would. Yeah, like I would conk out so fast if that happened. Okay, how about this? This is one we talked about off air, but I want to toss that here on air. The cameras, the camera angles. Because these aren't the regular season camera guys, right? Like this is the intern from the local campus broadcasting station, the high school media tech team. They're there for this, and you get some really interesting shots during these live broadcasting games. That's another one of my favorites. That's how you know it's spring training, when the guy loses the pop up.
I absolutely. The bad camera work is one of the greatest things about spring training. Like, it reminds you of like when they used to tape high school football games just so the coaches could exchange tapes, and like not because anybody was ever going to watch them for any recreational purpose. And you're just like, this is like, I'm sure whoever was filming knew what they were looking at, but it's really anybody's guess when it shows up on the screen. Like, which corner of the outfield is that? There's no person or ball in the shot. Yes, and I will piggyback on yours and add to that by saying that the announcers are out of practice, which is also excellent. I mean, especially if you have like semi-bozo announcers like we do for the Guardians. I love them so much. I hope they never change, but they are bozos. I mean, they are going to, first of all, they're going to call them the Indians. Like, I don't know. Let's set the over-under at 25 during spring training. Most of that will occur in the first week. Just absolute buffoonery. Love it. Can't wait.
It just adds to it. It's exactly what you need. It's players remembering how to play ball again, announcers knowing how to talk, and cameramen remembering to follow the ball. Bo, thank you for throwing this out. So the timing of this is perfect. I actually saw a video today of how the cameramen work and how their cameras operate when following race cars. And it just, you throwing that out there got me. It's like, we need to do later on a segment on that, of just ranking the difficulty of following things in sports with cameras. Like, the pop-up should be pretty easy, but it is amazing in spring training where at pop-up you see him like zooming in on the shortstop where the ball's heading over to foul ground and first base. It's awesome. Long way to go from tracking a race car, tracking a golf ball. Yes, thank you for that.
Oh, boy. All right, anything else you guys want to toss out here before we get into that time capsule? Any other favorites?
I'm just so happy it's spring training. Like, I don't even care what they do out there. Like, maybe that's it. The desperation, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm so desperate for baseball. By the time we get there, that they will put like 9 dudes who have no prayer of making the roster out there on the first day, and they're only going to play 7 innings, and everyone's going to play like shit. And I'm going to be like, man, I love this. This is so great.
Or your number one starter goes out there and clearly working on something, gets shelled.
And gets shelled.
And you
Yes.
you just keep telling yourself, he's working on something, he's working on something, he's working on something.
Oh, no, that's a huge one. Is you can tell yourself any story you want, especially about pitchers. Like, oh, listen, they didn't pull him early because he's hurt, because his hammy's acting up again, or his shoulder's inflamed. They pulled him because, he's building up a pitch count. He's getting stretched out. Like, he didn't suck because he's washed. He sucked because he's working on his curve. Like, any story you want to tell yourself, you can.
You guys like that one. The lineup one, I want to go back to that. I love, too, when we get near the end, and you get the day where, like, your catcher's taken off, but so's the backup catcher and the third-string catcher's taken off. So it's all the starters. It's like the normal lineup, and then it's some catcher who was probably in, like, the Atlantic League like some guy that has no chance. And I love reading that lineup card. You're reading it, and you're visualizing the season, and you're like, oh, something doesn't belong there. Who are you? number 94. Okay. But then I'm also jealous of said player. It's like, this is perfect. Like, it's me and the guys, right? Like, yeah. Enjoy your moment.
Oh, remember that hockey game where they pulled that accountant out of the stands to play?
Yes.
Like, that's the dream, right? Is that you will be at a spring training game and they will be like, listen, we're down 1 man. Can anybody, and my hand would never go up so fast, I volunteer as tribute.
Yep. Do you need to know where you're playing? Doesn't matter.
No.
Do you guys need me to hit? We're in the field. So, no, you don't need me to hit right now. Okay, got it.
Can I hit?
I do have my cleats. You're correct. Yeah. I do have my cleats.
Brought my own glove, too.
That would be me. Yeah, I brought my glove. I have a bat in my trunk. Like, no problem. I'm prepared. Don't worry.
You guys need some double bubble? No?
Double bubble, anybody? Oh, man. All right. Well, happy spring training eve, guys. We're within a week. The next time we record a podcast, there will be some pitchers and catchers at various sites in Florida and Arizona.
We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. We made it.
All right. Samantha, you about ready with that time capsule? Where are we going? And give us a quick rundown of what we're doing for those that are new to the program.
All right. So if you're new around here, during the baseball off season, we have a segment called the Time Capsule. So we are taking you back to a year between 1980 and 2015. And we're going to take a look at sports results in that year, a couple of world events, movies, music. These guys are going to try their hand at seeing if they can remember each of these matchups in all the major sports, see if they can get the top 10 movies, the top 10 songs of the year. So this time around, we're not going too far back. actually. But this is maybe deceptively tricky, maybe not. We'll see how you guys do. But we are going back to the last year the time capsule exists for, at least for now, which is 2015.
Oof. All right.
So, we shall begin with the Super Bowl. So, this Super Bowl was immediately created. Well, yeah, this would have been before the Super Bowl by our favorite late night show segment of all time, which was a player from each team playing Mortal Kombat against each other.
Oh, God, that is still one of the funniest pieces of television I've ever seen.
100% funniest thing I've ever seen. Whenever I get depressed, I watch it.
Oh, it's not. Yeah, that was also the crazy inning Super Bowl with the Seahawks.
Yeah,
and the Patriots.
Right, where they threw it, and
the Seahawks should have won that game.
Yeah,
Pete Carroll doesn't run it at the very end. What?
Yep. Instead, he threw it, and Malcolm Butler picked him off. Yeah, so you guys know, right, of course. If anyone hasn't figured it out by now, that is New England over Seattle.
The best.
Your MVP is who you think it was.
The best thing about that Super Bowl week was the ginormous bag of Skittles that Marshawn Lynch had in his lap while he was playing Mortal Kombat.
Right, so we did also have an incident during halftime this year. However, unlike, the Justin Timberlake, Janet Jackson one, this was like purely hilarious. No one was harmed in the incident during the Super Bowl halftime show. Does anybody remember what happened?
I don't actually. Everybody, you?
Nobody?
During halftime, well, it was the Katy Perry halftime?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Was that the incident? No.
No, the incident involves someone who we all now know as Left Shark, who went rogue during the dance number.
Wow. Forgot about Left Shark.
How do I not remember this?
It was the first thing I thought of when I saw that Katy Perry was going to have time to perform. I was like, oh, Left Shark. All right. World Series this year. Who's got it?
All right, 2015. That was not. That was the year after Boston won, right? Boston won in 14.
Got it if you want it.
Oh, go ahead. I was trying. I was working through it in my head, but go ahead.
No, I've got it if you want to work through it.
No, it's good. I got the Super Bowl before. I got the Super Bowl first, so you can get the World Series. Okay. Go for it.
That was the Royals dispatching the Mets.
Correct.
Oh, I remember that.
Fairly easily, in fact. 4-1. All right. How about? Hey, does anybody know who the MVP was? He's already come up in this show. Yes. Very good.
Oh yeah.
All right. How about the NBA?
NBA 2015.
This is in the run of the Warriors run.
Yeah, it's a really chalky matchup. Yeah.
The Spurs were done, right? Like this wasn't Warriors Spurs.
No, it's the chalkiest possible matchup.
What am I thinking? They're the same conference. My bad.
Okay, is it the Cavs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Golden State. Anybody know who the MVP of this one was?
Steph.
No.
Curry.
Was it Kevin Durant?
Who?
Kevin Durant?
He's not on the team at this point.
He's not on there yet?
He doesn't come to Golden State till later. No, it's not Steph. It's not Clay.
Is it Draymond?
No, although he was on the team.
Oh.
Andre Iguodala.
Oh, that's right. I forgot he was there.
Yeah. All right. How about... This was our first college football playoff, you guys, this year. First year without the BCS.
Alabama won it, right?
No.
I thought Alabama won the first one.
They did not.
Oh.
They weren't even in it. They were in the playoffs, but they did not make the final.
Oh.
And the only reason I think I know this is because they talked about it with the playoff, because this was at the time was not a Big Ten matchup. Now it would be a Big Ten matchup.
You got it. Yeah.
Ohio State beat Oregon.
Correct.
Ew.
And who was the MVP, Bo? Who was the MVP?
I didn't even know who was in it. So
I know.
Well, the game was in Arlington.
Was it Zeke?
Team. Yes.
He doesn't play for the Cowboys anymore. They cut him so he could go lose with the Chargers.
True.
He's not in the best shape of his life.
No.
All right. How about March Madness?
March Madness 2015.
How chalky.
Extremely chalky historically, at least for the winner. And the runner-up, yes, it's Duke. Very good. And the runner-up is fairly chalky for this particular time period.
Gonzaga?
No, but that is the correct kind of thinking. Yes.
For this time period.
Who's another?
Well, this is in the middle of Calipari's Kentucky's teams.
They were in the Final Four, but they were not. That is one of the Final Four.
This is the year. Oh, they were undefeated, and then they lost to Wisconsin.
You're correct. Yes.
Yes.
The tank.
Yes, the first, because they undefeated first time they were behind late, and I remember all those one and done freshmen looking at each other, going, "What do we do?"
Right.
Well, you're about to lose, is what you're gonna do.
Yes. Yep. Very, very good. Correct. Michigan State was the fourth team, by the way, in case anybody was wondering.
Wow,
all right.
Incredibly chalky.
So, yeah, right.
Jeez. Golly. Just missing Kansas and North Carolina.
All right, so not a whole lot else to discuss here that isn't sports related. Baseball Hall of Fame, Randy Johnson, Pedro Martinez, John Smoltz, Craig Biggio, so pretty significant Hall class there. Does anybody know who the first pick in the NFL draft was this year? This is a person that we were quite fond of. He's not very good, but we like him.
It's not very good, but we like him. That could be a lot of people on this podcast.
True. That's true.
Not very good, but we like him.
Quarterback? Okay.
Oh, is it Jameis Winston?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Not who I was thinking.
How about the Heisman? This is a person who we also like, who is good.
Heisman 2015.
Went to Alabama. Not a quarterback.
Oh, Derrick Henry.
Very good. And the MLB first pick in the draft, or you're going to know this one because you and I just looked through this draft class.
Yeah, we did.
Do you remember
One
who
of
the
Bo's
first pick was?
favorites.
Are you being sarcastic?
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Who is it?
No. Bo's favorite wasn't there. Bo's favorite was at number 2. This was the shortstop draft. So
Yes.
The one that we picked 4th, and we got Dylan Tate. Woohoo!
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Who was that guy? Who was the shortstop?
Well, there were a number of them, but the number one pick was Dansby Swanson.
One of them Vandy boys.
Yes. All right. I don't have a lot of, it's so hard to pick world events for this because they're all either tragedies and I don't want to depress you guys, or elections and I don't want to bore you guys / depress you. But I did find one gem in amongst all of this, and that was that in 2015, Richard III, former King of England, 600-ish years ago, was reburied at Leicester Cathedral after being discovered underneath a parking garage in Leicester in 2012. They lost a king's body and found it under a parking garage. Amazing. 600 years later.
See, I want to know how they were discovered under said parking garage.
building I assume they were building a parking garage.
Okay.
Or tearing one down. Either one. But what were they doing for the 559 years before that? 599 actually years before that. What was going on?
Like you would think.
How do you lose a king? How do you lose a dead king?
You would think there was some sort of a
Market
market.
king.
I just. Where's Richard?
that.
Well, here's Richard II, and here's Richard IV. Well, where's Richard III? Well,
Yeah.
we don't know.
Crap.
Amazing. And then later,
How do
it's
you lose
like,
a
oh,
king?
turned out he's been here all along. He's just underneath the car park. Incredible.
Wow.
All right, you guys ready to do some movies and some music?
You know what's funny is
Yes.
I went down a rabbit hole the other day, starting with the early queens of England, and then somehow got on George VI. Didn't do anything with Richard III. And now I'm really upset about it. I need to go find something now to complete my weird rabbit
Gotta
hole.
go all the way back to 1452.
Man.
Actually, 1485. That's when he died. When they lost the body, unclear.
By the way, those of you that are interested in some really interesting and also awful things that happened to the early queens, go look at the Tudor dynasty. Not great. Not great.
I think
Ooh.
everyone knows that, though.
Oh,
I
this
think
is-
that everybody knows that.
Everyone knows up to Anne Boleyn, but after it gets worse.
I know.
Oh,
I know.
yikes.
Like,
They are quite popular. For if you didn't see the Tudors, there's about 6 million historical fiction movies that come very loosely to describe this particular breed of book.
Lady Jane Grey, that's all I'm going to say. Lady Jane Grey.
Yes, she is quite famous.
Yikes.
Did you just discover this? Just now?
I only paid attention through Anne Boleyn. There's a whole other half of this story that I'm just now getting, and it's both interesting and appalling at the same time.
The whole mess was really quite ugly. Very Game of Thrones. Very Game of Thrones.
Very.
Game of Thrones or Los Angeles Angels free agent signings.
Did they behead those?
I'm sure Angels fans would love to behead Anthony Rendon, but that's another story for another time.
All right, what do you guys want to do first? Movies or music? No more merciful beheadings.
No more.
Darn.
Well, in that case, the movies first.
I was
All
hoping.
movie quotes of all time, and no, that movie was not made in 2015. It was made in 1991. But it was very hard for me not to follow any mention beheadings of that one.
See, I was
It's excellent.
hoping your Richard III mention was involving the movies. So now I'm a little disappointed. But I'll
No, Richard III does not feature in any of these movies, unfortunately, nor do any kings at all. Yeah, no king. No, I lied. There is a king involved, but only fictional kings. We do have one king, but the king is fictional.
I'm actually very confident about this one, and it's because of my oldest son who loves historical things. Because now we're 10 years ago, and he loves talking about movies that are 10 years old.
That was
not
10
just
years.
10, but 10, 20.
That was
So,
10 years
one
ago.
Of these,
that just hit me.
I think one of these just came out. The trailer for the reboot just came out today.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you got it.
World.
Yes, correct. Give him his jar of darts.
What was the movie?
Jurassic World.
Oh.
10 years ago today.
Look what I got. I got a jar of dirt. I got a jar of dirt. And guess what's inside it?
God.
And then you can go watch Jurassic World Rebirth trailer came out today. Not gonna look good. Not gonna be good.
Oh, is it going to be like Jurassic Park 3?
I don't know.
I like Jurassic Park 3. I just don't like any of the new ones.
Yeah, it looks like Black Widow's leading a team of scientists into the jungle.
Oh,
Not Jurassic Park 3. Jurassic Park 3 is good.
That actually might be more. You know, I'm thinking Lost World, the second one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'll
be
be
very good.
Yeah.
it'll be fun. Just go in thinking lots of action, not a great storyline, big holes, made up dinosaurs, and you'll enjoy it.
No, I won't.
No.
There you go. But
Yeah, I'm not going to see this.
2015 was also the reboots, or not the reboots, but the next set of Star Wars. Supposed to be Force Awakens.
Yes,
The Force
episode 7, I guess.
7.
I don't know. I stopped watching them after the Jar Jar thing, so I don't know what any of these are. But you are correct. You have number 1 and number 2 now. You want to go for number 3, Irby? Let's see if you can just go down the list. I don't think you can go the whole way, but I think you might be able to get 3.
This was the last year of Hunger Games as well.
It is.
Mockingjay
That's
Part
not.
2.
You're right. That's number 8, not number 3.
Okay.
But it didn't come out till the end of November. But maybe you can still hit number 3. But we'll open it up for anything.
Yeah.
I will be really impressed if he manages to get all of the first 3. You shall see.
Well, a little bit. I'll start getting my teams again, right?
Yeah. Yeah. What else you guys got?
Okay.
2015.
Well, I mean, so what MCU is in here? There's probably a couple of them.
There you go. Yeah, there's your number 3.
This might be. Is it?
This wouldn't have been the Captain America or the first Avengers movies. We would have had those.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay, go back to Avengers. Don't say things like first, because I'm not going to know.
Is Age of Ultron?
Yes, very good.
Okay.
Boom.
He stole your thunder.
Sorry, Irby.
That's all right. It's a team sport. I'll take
Yeah,
this.
good job. That is number 3.
Okay.
Okay. What else?
Okay. Was that the only MCU?
Does that mean Marvel?
Yes.
Marvel. Yeah.
What
Sorry.
MCU is?
Sorry.
Yes. That is the only Marvel.
Okay.
It's the only other. There's no other comic book movies on here.
Ooh. Okay. What about animated Pixar?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a Disney, although it's like a weird Disney. And then there's I don't know if this is Pixar or DreamWorks, but we've definitely talked about these movies before.
Okay.
It's
Irby, this is more your cup of tea.
Well, then that would be. Is that the Despicable Me series?
right. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The yellow things.
The yellow thing. Oh, is this their first one? The first Minions movie?
Yes, that is number 7.
What's the weird Disney one?
Weird Disney.
I don't really know what it is. I've never seen it. It's not like a princess movie or like an animal movie.
It's not Moana, is it?
No, that's like way older.
Not a
Is that really way older?
Yeah.
princess movie or a, but animated, correct?
Yes, animated. There's also a Disney live action. Remember, I did tell you there was something with a fictional king, so you could go after that one too.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna come back to that. All right, so let's not princess animated.
Not animal either.
Have not seen this, but I believe Amy Poehler was one of the people who did the voices for it.
Oh, Inside Out.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't have any idea what that is, but that is correct. That is number 4.
you actually might enjoy that one. That one's pretty good.
It did not look like something I would enjoy, but maybe.
Okay, and then Disney live action
Fake king.
Oh, it's when they're remaking the original stuff.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So, by king, are you hinting at the Lion King?
No.
Okay.
I only said it has a king.
Aladdin.
It has a king. There's no king. In there.
There's no king in Aladdin.
And there's no king in Beauty and the Beast.
Correct.
So
There's only one possibility of the
Cinderella.
live actions. Yes, very good. That is number 10.
So what do we have left?
Okay, so I'm looking for 5, 6, and 9. One of these is a space movie. One of these is a sequel to something that comes up all the time in Time Capsule. And one of these is like we'll call it a controversial profile of someone. A biopic with some controversy.
Guessing we have a Fast and Furious movie.
That
in
was
here.
my guess.
Yes,
Yeah.
very good. Do you know what
Well,
number it is?
This is
or
what
it's
happens
called?
when they make 12 of these things. This is what happens.
I mean, it
Know
is a
the
safe
number.
pick, right? But the question is, do you know what this one's called?
It's not 1, it's not 10. Very confident it's not 1 through 4.
Is it like 7?
Bo?
Yeah, Furious 7, apparently.
There you go.
Okay.
Good for them.
Okay. So I'm looking for number 6 and number 9.
Space movie.
See, I'm thinking about the controversial biopic.
Well, then you do that. I'll work on space.
All right.
Okay, you say biopic. I was told that that's what I said too. And then I was told that I was wrong and that it is biopic.
It's
Which one?
biopic.
Because that's what I said my whole life. And then somebody told me that was wrong.
Okay.
And it's biopic.
No.
I don't understand. Someone help me with this. Straighten this out. Because I always thought it was biopic. And then
It's
I was told, no.
Biography, biopic. It's kind of like GIF, right?
That's what I thought.
It's graphics, interchange file, graphics.
I cannot believe
GIF.
that not only it's not just that I was corrected, it's that I was wrongly corrected. I was right.
It's biopic.
I'm glad we cleared it. That's what I thought. And then I was told no. In biopic. Yeah.
I never in my life have I heard someone say biopic. Until
I
tonight.
have. I just didn't know which one was right. And apparently, okay. Well, I'm glad we cleared it
Okay.
up.
Controversial biopic.
I know this is 10 years old, but I don't think this is the biopic. But is it Mad Max Fury Road?
That's not a biopic or a biopic.
I know, but I did.
It's not even really a good movie.
That was somewhere in the countdown. I actually didn't even mark it because I hate all Mad Max movies, including the original, so I did not write it down. But you are correct that it did come out this year. I remember seeing that on the list.
Yeah, I know. The space movie is not Interstellar, correct?
No.
Okay, that was 2014. Okay, so and we just recently did Gravity, so we know it's not that. What?
I'm almost positive you would have seen this. I mean, I've seen it, so. I also read the book. The book is really good. It's way better than the movie.
The Martian.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I love that movie.
Go
Good
read the
movie.
book
Right,
if
yeah.
you haven't read it. The book is way better.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah,
All right, so
good stuff.
the biopic, is it based off of a guy or a woman?
Guy.
Okay.
Guy or a woman? That was an interesting there, bro. That was...
I'm halfway thinking and halfway speaking.
Okay. No, do you do your thing?
The guy, he's not very famous by name.
Okay. Well.
I mean, there's a segment of the population that certainly would know his name, but he would be known more for his accomplishments than he would be by his name. He's not a famous person.
So this is definitely not Lincoln.
No, that's where I was
Not
going.
Lincoln. It is not Lincoln. Although you are going in the right direction with the idea that this person would be a government employee.
That's Snowden, is it?
Oh, good guess.
No, but
Why
that's
would
a
that be
good
a
guess.
Um,
No, not controversial. Not that controversial.
I wanted to throw out the Creed movies until you said government, and I was like, well, that ain't it.
Way down the chain in the government, like way down the chain. Although fairly high ranking within his particular component of the
Something
government.
military.
Yes, very
Okay.
good. He was very, very good at his job. but
American
maybe
Sniper?
not. Yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
good job.
Good job.
Nice.
All right. Good job, you guys. You got all 10.
Woohoo.
Honorable mentions. 50 Shades of Grey, number 17. I'm only bringing this up because it might behoove you to think about that when we do the music. Number 19, Straight Outta Compton. Number 23.
Wait, will that help us with the music?
No, unfortunately, it will not. Although there is one other, Furious 7, another thing you might want to think about when we get to the music. Number 23, Kingsman, Secret Service. One of my favorite
Yes.
franchises of all time. It
Yes.
is. They're all so good.
Mm-hmm.
We should make more of those.
We
Why
should.
don't we have 12 Kingsman movies instead of 12 Fast and the Furious movies?
Thank you. I agree with that.
Consider. At number 71, and I only threw this in here for when my husband listens to the show as a jump scare, Krampus.
Wow.
Grew up in a very Dutch family and was told by near relatives about the Krampus when he was a small child and still reacts very badly to it. So, oh, Krampus. Okay, that's it for movies. Are you ready for music?
So, yeah, you mentioned 50 Shades of Grey, so I got to toss that Love Me Like You Do. Is that on there?
That might be too on the nose.
I don't actually know what that is, but no, that if it is on here, it's not in the top 10. Interesting. Who sings this?
I don't remember her name.
Ellie Goulding.
Thank you.
Oh, right. Okay, I do think I remember seeing that somewhere.
I know it's from the movie.
Yes.
I know it's in the movie.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
You're right. But it's not that song. It's a different one.
Okay. I think
Not the obvious one.
This might be around the same time that Fight Song came out.
Oh, Rachel Platten. Yes. Not in the top 10, but correct. Right here. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is this a Taylor year?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, the album didn't come out this year, but all the songs from it chart this year because it came out very, very late in 2014. So anything off 1989 is fair game here. There's only one in the top 10.
Blank Space.
Yes, that is number 7. Good job.
Oh, I was going to say Shake It Off, but that was
number 18.
wow. That's low, but whatever.
I expect it may have either been higher or gotten higher. It may have been higher the year before that. I don't think we've done the year before this yet. Have we? Did we do 2014? Maybe we did.
What about that? What's that one song? I think it's called Ready or Not.
I don't know what that is.
It's a very annoying pop song.
Ready or Not? Yeah, don't know. Not in the top 10, and I have not heard it, so I have no idea.
You would,
this is
yeah,
the year for it or not.
you would definitely know that one because it's a very annoying song. What else we got around that time? Well, you said the Fast. We still haven't gotten the song from 50 Shades of Grey.
Right. That one's still out there, as is the one from Furious 7. And There's one, I don't know if you'll know the song, but you'll definitely know the band. There's one that gets played at sporting events a lot. It's not really a hype song. It's like a thing that gets played like between innings. It's a terrible song, but you will know it. Number 1 and number 2, I think you'll know as well. These are not bad songs. They're not particularly great songs, but they're not bad. And they were definite things you'll know.
Okay.
And then there are a few things that, I mean, good luck to you.
Any Miley Cyrus?
No Miley Cyrus.
No Miley. What about Pink? Any Pink?
No.
No. Okay.
I don't think there are any other female singers. No, you got blank space. That was it. They're all men.
So was
Male
this an Ed Sheeran year?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, this is X. So anything off of X. It's actually a very good album, although I don't particularly like this song.
I just don't particularly like Ed Sheeran, but that's just me.
Boo. Okay. Although this song doesn't do anything for me, but the album's good. It's a ballad, sort of.
Thinking Out Loud.
Yes, very good. That's number 2.
Oh, so close.
So close. Number 1, I think you can get. It was very popular. It's a pretty good song. It's a DJ. The feature on it is somebody who shows up here a lot, who I like. I don't think anyone hates him. I don't know if you guys like him, but I don't think anyone dislikes him. I like him a lot.
A DJ.
No? Nothing? Nothing? Doesn't it stand out to you that the artist is technically a DJ? This also gets played at sporting events still to this day, even though everyone got very sick of it because it got played way too much when it came out.
Played way too. Oh, Uptown Funk.
There you go. And do you want to give me the artist?
I got a jar of dirt. I got a jar of dirt. And guess what's inside it?
I remember Bruno Mars was inside it.
Yes, Bruno Mars was the feature. Yes.
Yeah.
The DJ would be Mark Ronson. Okay. Or DJ / producer if you prefer. All right, so you've gotten 1, 2, and 7.
All right, Irby, you got the double jar of dirt. That means you have to take over. So,
I don't think that's how this works.
good luck.
Oh man.
Okay. So maybe let me try to help you with these really bad ones first.
Yeah.
And then let's try to get rid of
The
them.
ones we're being
Okay. Yeah. So, okay. This one, I'm going to go ahead and say that based on what it is called, that this is a trap song.
What?
Are you familiar with the genre, the music subgenre trap?
I am not. I don't know, Irby, are you?
I know what a trap game is, but I don't know. That help?
Not related.
I know it-
no, unfortunately, no.
I know a trap running play.
Okay, so you're probably not going to be familiar with this one, but the word trap is in the title. No, nobody for Trap Queen. Betty Wap Trap Queen. Yeah, I didn't know what this was even after I listened to it.
Oh, that's the name. Oh no.
Yeah, no, the artist
I thought
is
that was
Betty
him.
Wap, and the title is Trap Queen. And I have to tell you, I listened to this and I still had never heard it. Okay.
Okay.
The other one that really baffled me is the word that the band, I assume this is a Spanish word. It's a cognate for English for the most part, almost a cognate. Okay, I don't think you guys know this either.
No.
All right.
This might be our worst music category yet, Irby.
It's
the most recent.
It's tough. I can tell by your silence. You guys were silent for a minute there, and I thought, okay, they're going to struggle with this.
Got my jar of dirt. I'm all right.
Nobody for the word silent, huh? Nothing?
Silent Hill?
Silent?
Nobody for Silento? That's the band, apparently.
What? All right.
Yeah.
Nope.
Number 8, Watch Me. That was the other one I had never heard that was on that list. All right. So the rest of these, I know you can at least get the band for these. So we're still looking for a song from Furious 7 and a song from 50 Shades of Grey. The song from 50 Shades of Grey, the artist is on here twice. If you get that, you can probably get the other one. I'm also looking for a song from a band that I personally really hate, and a song that I hate that gets played during innings breaks at baseball games a lot.
What gets played at baseball games a lot?
A lot of stuff. That's not okay.
Yeah, that doesn't really narrow it down. Anyway, there's a vague space reference in the name of the band, if that helps you. Neil Armstrong is not in this band, but he could be based on the name of it.
Oh,
No.
Yes. Walk the Moon.
Yes, there you go.
The song is Shut Up and Dance.
Correct. So that is number 6.
Wow.
Horrendously bad song.
I went with I was going down the Neil at first when you said Neil Armstrong. I was like, wait, no, I don't know. Okay.
I went somehow I ended
Wrong
up
thread.
somehow I ended up with Jupiter Ascending, which is a movie and not a band. So that's better than me.
All right, I'm looking for number 3, number 5, number 9, and number 10. 9 and 10 are the same person, and one of them's in 50 Shades of Grey.
See, that was
3.
In the movie or the song?
that was.
The song
Okay.
is.
Let me like you use the only song I know from that movie. So I have not actually seen the movie.
I haven't either. But I'm certainly familiar with this artist, and I'm sure you are too.
I think the movie's about colors.
Sure.
He was at the Grammys. He was not at the Grammys because he was nominated for anything. He was there for another reason. He was boycotting the Grammys, but he changed his mind, which the Academy was very proud of, even though we all know he only did it because he has an album to promote that's not doing well. We know who this person is. He has also recently done a Super Bowl halftime show. And he left a letter out of his name.
Oh, The Weeknd.
Yes. Do you know the
What's the
songs?
names? Yeah.
You know either of the songs.
Earned It.
Yes, very good. That is the one from 50 Shades of Grey. Do you want to take a guess at the other one, or do you want to hint? And the other one has
Catch
this,
and Run.
yeah, the other one has the same name as a reality TV show. It was not a good one, but it did run for a long time, and it was quite popular. It was a spin-off of a show that came before it. One of the people who was on the show recently had their house burned down in the California wildfires, and her song, despite the fact that she's really not a singer, just shot to number 1.
I was about to say OC. No, The Hills.
The Hills. Very good. Yes. The Laguna Beach spin-off. Absolutely terrible.
Good breadcrumbs. Thank you.
Yes. And apparently The Weeknd has a song called The Hills.
Terrible that once you threw the fires of California, I'm like, oh yeah, I know what to do.
Yeah. Spencer and Heidi. All right. Furious 7 song by a band that I hate.
Imagine Dragons.
No, but that is a band I hate. You are correct. Keep going.
Oh, you said this recently. Who?
I did. I gave you a whole list of them recently, and this was
Yes, it's Maroon 5.
Yes.
Oh, does anyone like Maroon 5?
I hope not.
Apparently this year, somebody liked something.
Someone did. Five spots worth on the billboard of people like Maroon 5.
Wow. That's unfortunate.
It's a one-word title. It's a baking ingredient.
Sugar.
Yes. Very good. All right. Let's see if you can get this last one. Number 3. You guys did better than I thought because you're getting all of these except those 2, which were basically impossible. You guys are doing great. Last one. Furious 7. It is 2 artists.
We haven't got the one from Furious 7. Take it.
Yeah. It's a rapper and a singer. The singer is the feature on this. And the song is a tribute to Paul Walker, who died before the release of this film, which is I'm still sad about this.
Yeah.
Only because he was really hot, though. I don't think he was that great of an actor, but he was hot. The title sounds like a song you would write about your dead friend.
Dang it.
And the artist, the feature, is somebody who's like pretty young. He does show up in the lyrics to the title track from Tortured Poets Department. He's not singing on it, but his name shows up in it if you pay attention to Taylor Swift. He is mentioned. Clearly, a discussion was had between Taylor Swift and Maddie Healy about this person. I can tell you didn't listen to Tortured Poets as many times as I did. Nope. Either of you. And the rapper on this is mostly known for a song that was sort of co-opted as a Steelers anthem.
Black and Yellow?
Yes.
I just know the anthem. I don't know the artist Black and Yellow.
RB, do you know who sings Black and Yellow?
It's not helpful.
No. Yeah. I can hear people listening to this screaming at us, but
I'm screaming at you. You don't know who sings Black and Yellow. Wiz Khalifa. Come on. That's better of you. All right. Do you know who the feature? Nobody knows who the feature is. Charlie Puth? No? All right.
What?
So
I know the name.
Anybody? The song title? There's a Miley Cyrus song that has the exact same title. Does that help anyone?
Give me a second. The only thing I can think of with Miley Cyrus having the same title is like We Can't Stop.
That's a good guess, but it's not that one. But it is, yeah, it's in that family of like generic string parts. I Can't Wait To. So I think Miley says, I just can't wait to. Blank.
It's Miley Cyrus. It could be anything.
What's a generic thing people say at funerals when they're talking to the dead person?
Goodbye?
I just can't wait to.
I just can't
See you
wait
again.
to-
There you go.
Good job, Bill.
Good job. I threw you right into the grave with the dead person, and you climbed back out. Good job. That was number 3. That completes it. We made it. All right. Honorable mentions. I'm sorry. These are pretty much all Taylor Swift because it was, I have to tell you, it was a thin year for decent music here, and I don't want to honor any of these things, including most of the top 10. We had Bad Blood at 15, Shake It Off at 18, Style at 29, Wildest Dreams at 57. So big year for 1989. Only other things of note on here, Adele, Hello, at 35, and the worst Fall Out Boy song that exists at number 43, Centuries, which is now still tormenting us all on NFL outros. And that completes the time capsule. Good job, you guys. Well done. Well done. You survived the music. You did an outstanding job on the movies. Good job.
We did good on movies.
Yeah, you did. You did great.
We survived. Yeah.
No, you guys did great. Good job.
Let's see. Get degrees in the music.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, any closing comments before we call it a week?
I have no more, and I hope that you all think fondly of Richard III. and that you're all pleased to know that he finally, after 600 years, found a nice resting place. So, he and Paul Walker in the year of our Lord 2015.
Kind of makes you wonder, like, if he was buried in like the basement of a castle, and the castle just eroded over the years, and they just thought it was like these random ruins. They put a parking garage over it. That's only explanation I have.
Who is trained in this, I can assure you that did not happen. They don't just pave over ruins. Well, actually, there are parts of the world where they do just pave over ruins. But my guess is either he died in battle and they couldn't identify him. And this is something I suppose we could do a bit of research. As good old Richard did die at the age of 33. So there's a decent chance he died in battle, and that his wounds were such that they were unable to identify him. That's a possibility. I also think it's possible that he was in a wooden structure when he died, which burned down. Why he was not dragged out and buried is anybody's guess. If there's a Richard III expert out there, please hit us up and let us know. We would love to know how this poor fellow ended up under a car park, and why he had to wait and be buried with Paul Walker in 2015, even though Paul Walker, had just died and he had been dead for 6. I'm sorry, this is really disrespectful to Paul Walker. I'm sorry. Very rude. I like Paul Walker too. He's very pretty. Richard's been dead for 600 years. So,
I was just going to say, I want to believe that Richard died, like in a horse stable. And so they built a car park on top of it.
I mean, it is plausible. I mean, it's a wooden structure, right? So the whole thing burns. There wouldn't be any remnants of it. There's no reason for anybody to be studying it because it's a horse barn. So who the hell cares, right? Yeah. And if nobody knew where Richard was at the time, maybe this is how you lose him. My only question then is, how on earth did you know it was him, or did it even occur to you to look if that's what happened? I don't know.
The horse ran out with the crown on.
So, Richard was never seen again, but they did find a horse up the street wearing a crown and carrying a scepter. That would make this the best story ever. And so I'm going to choose to believe that's what happened. All right. The end. We've solved the mystery.
And actually,
welcome to my history podcast.
Okay, this there's just no way around this. This just feels kind of awkward, but yeah, we're just gonna go with Ghostbusters now. All right, wherever you're listening to Lollygagging Sports, give us a like, subscribe to the show, help us out with that algorithm as we try to get some more lollygaggers in here that may or may not know what happened with Richard III. But anyway, for now, we're done. We're out of here. Until next week, I guess watch the Super Bowl? Maybe? Why not?
Something strange in your neighborhood. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! If there's something weird and it don't look good, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! I ain't afraid of no ghosts. I ain't afraid of no ghosts.